Water. It covers 70% of our planet, but it's not just a resource. It's actually a masterpiece of recycling that has been running perfectly for billions of years. This is the water cycle, our planet's natural steady state. Think of it as Earth's life support system. It starts with the sun driving evaporation from our ecological reservoir, like the oceans or the rivers, turning liquid into vapor, which eventually falls back to us as life-giving rain. In our world, every drop that leaves the ocean eventually finds its way back. It's like a closed loop. It's balanced and it's constant.
But that consistency is exactly what's keeping us alive. In GED110, we'll learn that steady state is not just a science term, it's a biological contract. Nature uses this cycle to filter our toxins, nourish our forests, and make our climate stable. Everything nourishes, from the mountains of Sierra Madre to the reefs of Palawan. However, science tells us that every system has a breaking point. According to La Chatelier's principle, when you apply stress to a system in equilibrium, the system will shift to counteract the change. What happens when the stress we apply is too much for the cycle to handle? What happens when we become the disruption? This is our wake-up call.
The water cycle kept Earth in perfect balance. Rain, rivers, evaporation, repeat. Now, we are messing it up big time. In 2026, mega floods drowned the Philippines from chopped down forests, trapping heat, while Amazon rivers dry up from factories sucking water dry. Factories and trash pollute rivers, speeding up evaporation. Le Chatelier's principle explains it. Add stress, like more carbon dioxide or pollution to the system, and it fights back to find a new balance. What happens? Huge floods one day, killer droughts the next. Soils wash away, oceans get saltier, plants and animals die. Steady cycle? Gone. Plus, our travel and warming let invasive species take over. Lionfish eat Philippine reefs clean. Hydrillas block US rivers. They wreck the water flow. We are smashing the balance. Can the water cycle fight back?
Water ecosystems are very important because they support plants, animals, and human life. However, this ecosystem can be damaged by invasive species and pollution. Invasive species can spread quickly in rivers and lakes, harming the native organism and blocking natural water flow. At this same time, pollution in water can cause hidden biological changes, aquatic animal, through a process called epigenetics. What is epigenetics? Epigenetics, where environmental stress affects how genes work. This problem not only damage the ecosystem but can also affect the health and food supply of people who depend on this water.
An example of this occurs in the Pasig and Rio Grande rivers, where a plant called water hyacinth grows in very thick layers on the top of the water. It blocks sunlight and air, killing fish and causing floods in the nearby homes. These plants block the water's flow, making it very difficult for any life to grow in. Meanwhile, pollution in Laguna de Bay causes biological scarring that changes how fish bodies work without changing their DNA. This damage is passed from the parent to their babies, making them born weakly and sickly. Over time, this pollution hurts the quality of the food that millions of Filipinos eat.
We've seen the facts. Our water, the lifeline of the Philippines, is losing its steady state. From the floods in Manila to the biological scars we see in our fish, we have put a stress on nature that it can no longer handle. We have to ask ourselves, are we invasive? When our trash chokes our rivers and our actions destroy our own seas? The answer is yes. We have become an invader in our own home. The Chatelier's principle is a warning. If we don't stop the stress, the world will change forever. We are passing down a broken environment to the next generation, not just in our land, but in their very health and epigenetics. This isn't just a school project, it's a survival guide. We need to stop being the stress and start being the solution. This is our home. Restore the balance. Save our future.